Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. I am Paula. I am going to be doing sort of a show and tell, I guess you could call it. I have a little bit of space right here, and I'm going to be putting pictures up during my little talk here about eating breakfast that does not include eggs, sort of. And I'm going to explain that in just a second. I have had a few people reach out to me and say, how do you eat eggs every single day for breakfast? I just can't do it. Some people like eggs and they will have them occasionally. Some people have an aversion to eggs where they just cannot bring themselves to eat them. Some people have egg allergies. And so today I'm going to be sharing some ideas with you. Some of them include no eggs at all. Some of them include eggs in the recipes because you have to use eggs in order to make these recipes, but it would get you over the boredom of eating just like scrambled eggs or fried eggs, that sort of thing. I love eggs. I could eat eggs every single day. I pretty much do. You all see in my what I eat in a day videos. I used to not like eggs, believe it or not. I didn't want to eat them even in like a cake recipe when I was non-keto. If a cake recipe called for eggs, I would use the applesauce method. I just didn't want eggs in my body. I think it's from the brainwashing that we get when we are taught about the standard American diet and how eggs are bad for you. I never wanted to harm my body. I always wanted to do what was best for my body. And at that time, I thought that was doing what was best for my body and cutting eggs out. But now, having eaten this way for almost 3 years and seen the healing that has taken place in my body, my health is completely turned around. Like it's dramatic on how much of a change that I have experienced in my health. I have trained my brain to love eggs and I crave them every single day. I can eat fried eggs, scrambled eggs, omelets, boiled eggs, baked eggs, eggs in a quiche. I can eat them in all forms. If you think about this, an egg has all of the components to build a little living creature and a brain inside of this little living creature. If an egg has all of those components to create life, think about how healthy it can be for us to consume eggs. And that's what I think about. And that mindset helps me just want them. I want them as part of my diet every single day because I know that they are great nutrition for me. But I get and understand that there are people who just get bored and need to change things up. Or there are people who have that aversion where it's like, ooh, I just don't think I can eat eggs. Or there are people with just plain egg allergies. I have a list of foods here that are great breakfast ideas that are packed with protein and very low in carbs. So the ones that I do have pictures of, I will put right here in the split screen and show you. I have pictures of most everything. I think if I don't, there will be no picture. I'll just do my best to describe it. Over on my Instagram, I have a bunch of pictures of all the foods that I make. I take pictures of all my foods. And so I have a lot of them are over there. So I was able to pull them from Instagram. The first breakfast that I'm going to talk about is kind of an obvious one, and that is pancakes or waffles. And I have recipes for both of these over on my website. I'll link the recipes of each one down below in the description under the video, so you can just go and search it and click on it. If you're watching from your TV, you can go over to my website and just start searching in the search bar and find almost all of these. All right, so the first one, like I said, is pretty obvious, pancakes and waffles. So I used to use almond flour quite a bit, and some of these recipes will have almond flour. I'll get to that in a few minutes too. I can't do almond flour anymore because it inflames my joints. if you are okay with almond flour and it doesn't cause you any inflammation or anything like that, and it doesn't hinder your weight loss, it can hinder some people in their weight loss because it's from nuts. And so nuts do have calories. So if you're an almond flour person, you don't mind it. There are some recipes over on my website, earlier recipes that have almond flour in them. I do have a couple of pancake recipes over there. One is with almond flour. I also make them now, instead of almond flour, I've been using protein powder. It has a lot of the same effects when you're making it. You know, it really helps. The powder helps to firm up the pancakes and the waffles. So I do have some waffles that have almond flour, pancakes that have almond flour, protein pancakes that use protein powder, and protein waffles that use protein powder. You can use sugar-free syrups. There's one by Wholesome Yum that I like that has allulose sweetener in it. If you do not want to use any kind of store-bought syrups, you can make your own. I have a recipe for butter syrup over on my website. It is made out of butter and maple extract and a little sweetener. It tastes really good poured over your pancakes or waffles. Chaffles. Chaffles are amazing, let me tell you. I use chaffles for so many different things. And if you don't know what a chaffle is sort of a waffle that is made with cheese and eggs, and that's why they call it the chaffle. I have a couple different waffle makers. I have a big Belgian waffle maker that I have out on my countertop that I like to use to make a giant chaffle, and it's quartered into 4, and it makes like sort of chaffle triangles. Or you can buy a little mini waffle iron. They have them on Amazon. They're super cheap. They have them, a lot of stores are starting to carry them now. They make the perfect bun size, like for breakfast sandwiches and for hamburger buns and all of that. And I have several chaffle recipes over on my website. I like to make a savory chaffle when I'm making like a breakfast sandwich, or I'm going to use it as toast, or if I'm going to make it like for a hamburger bun or something like that. I use eggs and I like cheddar cheese with it instead of mozzarella cheese. Mozzarella is one of the a lot of people use mozzarella cheese in the chaffles, but the cheddar is more savory and it seems to crisp up and firm up better than the mozzarella, in my opinion. And I put garlic powder in there and some salt, and I even will take crumbled up bacon and put it in the batter as well. It's delicious. When I don't feel like having a big breakfast, I will take a couple of those, I will toast them up. We'll just spread some mashed avocado on it and sprinkle it with crushed red pepper. It is amazing. And also you can spread cream cheese on them with everything but the bagel seasoning. 1 or 2 of those is really a great meal. You're getting your eggs, you're getting your fat from the avocado or the cream cheese. They're just really satisfying. Chaffles also can be used as a cinnamon toast. I have a picture right here of sort of a cinnamon churro that I made. All I did was I took a chaffle and I sliced it up. I brushed melted butter on it and sprinkled some cinnamon and sweetener on it and made it like a churro. You can also take a couple of chaffles and fry yourself up some sausage patties and a slice of cheese, and you've got like a sausage McMuffin sandwich. The next thing I'm going to talk about is the protein-sparing modified fasting bread. I know people that love the bread, and then I know the people that absolutely hate the bread, and then I know people that just cannot make the bread. But if you can make the bread and you like the protein-sparing modified fasting bread, you can do a lot of different things with the sliced bread. You can make toast, and essentially you are having eggs. They're egg whites, but they are in a bread form. It toasts up really nice. Put some butter on there, some sugar-free jam. You could also do the mashed avocado, the cream cheese. I have made French toast out of PSMF bread many times. It is delicious. We love it. I have made cinnamon toast out of that bread. Just spread some butter. The way I make my cinnamon is I take cinnamon and I'll take like monk fruit or something like that that's granular, and I'll just mix them together, and I have my cinnamon and sweetener. And it is really good if you want to have that with a cup of coffee or a cup of tea. Another thing that you can do with the PSMF rolls, this is delicious. You can make my sausage gravy. It's so good. and you can just put it right over the PSMF rolls. I have the recipe for that. I'll put down below as well. Or you can make your own keto biscuits and put this gravy over that and just have biscuits and gravy. You can make country fried steak with my crispy breading recipe and pour my sausage gravy over the top. It is primo. It is so good. It's crepes. Crepes are great for breakfast. It's a nice treat, maybe on a weekend, like a Saturday morning breakfast. And you can just fill them with whipped cream. Now, I prefer making my own whipped cream because I can control the ingredients. I have one of those canisters that you put the little cartridge in and it puts air in the can. I don't know what it's called. And you can make your own whipped cream just with heavy cream and a little sweetener if you want it, or a little vanilla. Fill that crepe with that heavy cream, sprinkle some cinnamon on it, and it is delicious. If you don't feel like making crepes, another idea is to use the plain Egg Life wraps. Even if you don't want it for breakfast, even if you need something like a little snack, it's very filling. Take a plain Egg Life wrap, squirt the whipped cream in it, sprinkle it with cinnamon, wrap it up, and eat it. It is so good. It is so satisfying. Great way to have a crepe if you're not into cooking or you just don't have the time to make the crepes. Try it. It's very good. The next two do include almond flour, but a lot of people can handle almond flour. And if you can, muffins are great for breakfast. You could put some berries in these before you bake them. Or if you have sugar-free chocolate chips, you can throw in some sugar-free chocolate chips. Have one with a cup of coffee, and it is a great breakfast on the go. Another one is bagels. I have a recipe for bagels, and they do include almond flour, but they are really good. You can make these ahead of time, keep them in the refrigerator, and just toast them in your air fryer. Another one with almond flour is donuts. I have a recipe for donuts that are really good. Unfortunately, I cannot eat those things anymore, but they're just an option if you are one who uses almond flour. The last few that I have are going to include those who may have an egg allergy and you just can't eat eggs. And that is a protein shake. I have a great protein powder that I use by Equip Prime Protein. Protein shakes are great, especially if you're on the go. What I will do is I will fill my little individual blender cup with ice. I do use either nut milk or water. It just depends on if I have the nut milk or not. Water is good too. If I use water, I will put a little splash of heavy cream in there just to give a little bit of a milky, creamy taste. And I just blend it with a scoop of protein powder, and it is delicious, and it's packed with protein. Protein powder that I use is very clean ingredient, sweetened with stevia, very low in carbs. Their option is yogurt. I like to buy the plain full-fat Greek yogurt. I like the Greek yogurt. It's just thicker. I will put it in a bowl. I will put in a scoop of protein powder just to bump that protein up even higher and mix it up really well until it's, dissolved. And then I will put in a couple of berries. And that makes a great breakfast. It's filling because it's packed with protein, and it's great. Another egg-free option is cottage cheese. You can make something like this. This is not my picture. I pulled this offline, but someone made a breakfast bowl out of cottage cheese and added avocado and tomato. You can do different things with cottage cheese. You can put everything bagel seasoning on it, which is how I like it. It makes it more savory. You can put some berries on there. You can mix protein powder in with the cottage cheese. I'm sure that you can do that. I haven't done that, but just to give yourself some more protein. And another no egg breakfast. Now, some of you might think that this is kind of crazy, but you just have to try it. You just have to try it. You can take pork rinds and put them in a bowl. You might want to break them up into smaller pieces because some of those pork rinds can be pretty big. Pour some milk over them. Sprinkle some cinnamon on them. If you want a little sweetener, you could sprinkle a little sweetener on there as well and have it like cereal. Don't knock it till you try it. All right. And last but not least, you can also just have meat for your breakfast. You don't have to have eggs. You can have a big old steak if you want for breakfast. You can have these cheesy sausage balls. This recipe is over my website. They're delicious. You can eat a few of those and they're very satisfying. It would be great to put these on a chaffle and make like a meatball sandwich. You can also make bacon knots. These are so good. These are over on my website as well. Just get creative and don't be afraid to try new things. So that is my no egg sort of breakfast ideas that I have for you for today. The most important thing that I feel when you have breakfast, you need to make sure that you are focusing on protein and some healthy fats, and that will help you stay full for much longer than eating a bunch of empty carbs. And so I hope this video was helpful. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna go eat some breakfast. This video made me very hungry. I hope you have a great day. Make sure you subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you real soon. God bless.